This weekend's weekend webcast here at Martin Lynch & Sons. Very nice to have you along with us. I'm Jonathan M0JSX, and for the next 20 minutes, half an hour or so, we'll have a look through the used items as well as answer any of your questions that you may have. If I can tear you away from HF, that is, I do appreciate the fact it is CQ Worldwide SSB this weekend, and if I wasn't in store working, I would definitely be operating in the contest. It's very nice to have you along. So yeah, please feel free to comment in the chat. Let's make this a little bit of an interactive half hour. And so we're going to answer any of your questions that I can do. Of course, this is your virtual opportunity to visit the store. So if you want me to show you something, you want me to grab a product that we may have out on display and demonstrate it to you, then absolutely. In fact, John, bring me that thing first over. Let's start with that as a. It's your. Is it yours? Okay. We've just had in. This has literally just arrived. A B stock IC705. Let's start with that. We don't have to mention B stock on these videos, but B stock 705. It's been to a customer. They've decided it's not for them, so we have it still with a full manufacturer warranty, but £100 off what they are brand new. Thank you very much, John. There we go. A nice bit of interactivity already. Let's say a very quick hello to Terry, who's first in there. Hello, Terry, in the chat room as well. So let's have a quick look around the used items. Of course, you can view all of our used items on our website at hamradio.co.uk/used. From there, you can see everything used. And of course, it's worth bearing in mind that we're always on the lookout for your good, clean, second-hand equipment. So if you've got something in the shack that you're not using and you think, I could turn that into a few pennies, or maybe even part exchange it for a new radio or accessory, of course, pick up the phone 0345 2300 599 or email sales@hamradio.co.uk. Oh, hello, just a few comments there. Hello, the other Terry, 20IPK, hello to you. And Carl, 20HPI, who says he's loving his 705. Well, I'm loving mine as well. Hello to Albin as well, nice to see you in there. And NY5E, Adam from Florida, good morning to you as well out there. What time it be in Florida? According to my watch, it will be 20 past 8 in the morning. That is early, isn't it? I'm not sure I'd be awake at that time in the morning. Let's have a look, see. So Tim, very quickly before we look around the used section, Tim is asking, any idea when a new Kenwood will be out, replacement for the TS2000 or a new HF DSP radio? Tim, as far as we know, Kenwood is working on something. We don't know what, but we do know they are working on something in R&D. But as soon as we have any news, of course, we will put it on our website. So keep your eyes on our website, hamradio.co.uk, and of course on our social media as well, at hamradiouk. As soon as we hear anything, you'll be the first to know as well. So that's yeah, Kenwood, of course, still going very strong with the TS590, the TS890, and the TS990. Of course, they've had to pull a couple of things from production this last year due to manufacturing and supply of components, which is a shame. It really is, but we're looking forward to seeing something new from Kenwood very soon. Ken asks about the best external ATU for an IC7300. It's a question we get asked quite a lot. So there are a couple of options. You can either go for the LDG Z100A, which comes with the correct cable for ICOM in the box. So if you wanted to use it with a 7300, it comes with the cable you need. Alternatively, you could go for the MAT 180, which will interface with the 7300. Of course, if you ask for a remote tuner, which you may want to, if you want to locate the actual antenna tuner, maybe there's a long wire tuner down the end of the garden and run coax to it and a control cable, then I'd recommend the MAT 40 and their interface cables for most modern HF radios, regardless of manufacturer, including the 7300. So that's that as well. Right, without any further ado, let's have a quick look around the used section. We've got a few new bits and a few older bits, as we'll see in a few minutes' time. So I will apologise for my camera work again. I always say this. Let's start with the TS990. We mentioned Kenwood just now with regards to any new radio they're going to be producing. Of course, this is a long-standing flagship of theirs now. Long-standing, but by no means dated by any means. It is as modern today as it was when they first launched it. Of course, that lovely colour TFT display with the secondary one, which gives you that nice retro look to your tuning as well. Full 200 watts out, built-in ATU, more antenna sockets than you could shake a stick at. Of course, this one comes fully boxed and is a fantastic value for money at $3,999. You're going to save yourself a chunk of cash over what you spend on one brand new, let's be honest. FTDX 3000 up here. It's the baby DX 5000 with the impressive DSP and noise reduction first launched on the FTDX 5000 by AC. 1099 boxed and complete. Now this is just on the shelf, but of course is not exactly a new piece of equipment, but more vintage. This is a Drake SSR1. I think in the 5.5 years I've worked here, this is probably the first one of these that I've seen. As I understand it, I've done a little bit of research on this. This was rebadged as a low as well, so they did a version of this. But the SSR1, $295. It's definitely a good purchase for that price. Fully tested by our workshop and supplied with a 3-month warranty, as indeed all of our used items are. IC910HX, so this is the version with 23 centimetres on board as well. John has just sold the used IC7300 by the looks of it, so I won't be showing that, but ICOM IC910, 270 and 23 sems, the predecessor to the IC9700. We'll mention one of those in a minute. 1099 boxed and complete. TS590 SG, of course, another Kenwood. It's very much that classic radio. It's that radio that feels like a radio of previous years, maybe something like an FT840. I mean, obviously this is the successor to the TS570, but it has that look and feel of a much more classic radio, but with much greater internals. You know, it's got a modern architecture in there. 999, great for CW, great for digi modes. If you want to run FT8, it's nice and easy with these as well. £999 boxed and complete. In fact, I've got a couple of those at the moment as well. IC7400, this is of course the HF VHF base station. 100 watts out on HF and 2 meters. That's the nice thing about the IC7400. You've got both, you've got 100 watts on VHF. Not a lot gives you that. Except, I said I'd mention one down here, IC9700. Of course, this is ICOM's very latest SDR-based VHF, UHF, and 23 SEMS base station. Supplied boxed and complete with microphone, manual, DC cable, $14.99. Perfect for satellites, perfect for D-Star. Let's be honest, if you've got a 7300 in the shack already and you want to complete the lineup, then 9700 is definitely the way to go. Up here, I've got a DV Megacast. So this is the radio that feels like a radio that isn't a radio. All network based using Wi-Fi here. Gets you on all of the digital modes, so DMR, D-Star, Fusion, or more accurately YSF, as well as other things like P25 and some of the amateur Tetra networks as well. 249, it comes boxed with a microphone that you don't normally get with one of these new, so you're going to get a microphone as well. If you want to have a play, if you can't put up antennas but want to get as close to feeling like you're on the air as possible, then DV Megacast is a really good way to go. MFJ 1026 is their noise cancelling unit, so if you've got a bit of QRM that you're going to try and notch out, 1026 is a good way to go. 199, I believe that is boxed as well. And MFJ 994, so if you're after a fairly high power automatic antenna tuner, it's on handle 600 watts PEP, 300 watts on CW. You can buy interface cables for these, so if you've got one interface to your radio, it's more than likely there is a cable available. 349 gets you that. And just a very quick mention for the IC718, just out there, 499. If you're after a second radio in the shack, or maybe a first radio, maybe a new amateur radio, then 718 is a very good option for you. Again, 499 boxed and complete HF. HF phone, I don't think they've got 6 meters off the top of my head. Let's move round because I've got a few more interesting bits over here. Very quickly, TS480 SAT, just sat there as well, also on the website. I've got Hytera MD785. So we've been doing Hytera products for a number of years now. ever since sort of Hytera really, well, since DMR became big in the UK, Hytera sort of followed on as well. 269, so this is 25 watts out on UHF. Does need to be programmed via PC, but it does come with the PC programming cable in the box. It's a good solid radio, not just for amateur use, but you can also use this commercially if you have an application to use it in the commercial sector as well. As used by many commercial companies up and down the UK, Hytera, trusted by commercial users, and one of the big names. Let's be honest, Hytera is one of the big names in DMR. 269 is a great price for one of those. Got a Wilson UV8D, so this is the predecessor to the UV9 that we currently have, but still a good radio, still got crossband repeat. This is the Pro Pack, so it comes with pretty much every accessory you could possibly want. Yours for just £75. I mean, you can't even get a handheld for less than 100 quid that comes with all those accessories. That is an insane bargain. I think that might actually be too cheap, if I'm completely honest with you. Palstar BT 1500. So this is Palstar's 3 kilowatt manual tuner. If you're running maybe a doublet antenna or an antenna that requires a real finesse of tuning, then BT 1500 is a really good option. Outboard of your amplifier, it's going to see you good for life, I think that. And to go with it, a DL2K for testing purposes. Obviously that will handle up to 2 kilowatts. If you're using, as it says there, if you're using over 500 watts, you want to plug it in and use the fan to keep it nice and cool. Let's move on very quickly. We've got an FT891 with separation kit. It is boxed, but if you want to run this mobile, you can do so. Works well with an ATAS, of course. You've probably seen my video that I've done on the ATAS before. Then you could use an 891 with that and get on HF Mobile. Come and join the revolution. FT991A. This is doesn't have the box, but does have the mic manual and DC cable. Of course, HF, VHF, UHF, all modes, including C4 FM system fusion. It's in a pretty good condition. I will just highlight one thing. It may not show up on camera terribly, but there is just a slight mark on the top panel just there. I mean, the front is absolutely fine. So if you're looking at it just dead on, you're not going to see it, but it is priced with that little mark in mind. £999, less than £1,000 for a 991. That's a very good value for money. Another FTDX 3000 just sat there, less than 50 quid, sorry, more than 50 quid off the other one. 1045 gets you this one. No box, but it supplies, you can see there, with the mic and the DC cable. Of course, manual is fully downloadable from yaesu.com. ELAD FDM Duo. This is, of course, the 5-watt SDR transceiver that can be used standalone, but when you plug it into a computer and run the software up, that's when it really comes into its own. Use it with an amplifier, maybe the Zygu XPA125. Had a delivery of those this last week. That would be a really nice setup, £799. NFT 450D just sat there as well. Pricing on the website. And one final thing I want to mention, we've had it in for a little while, is this Ameritron AL1200, which has been completely rebuilt by our workshop. It comes with the GS35 valve inside, and not only that, is it's being supplied with a spare valve. So you've got a spare valve if should you want to swap out the valve, and not only that, but it's also being supplied with PTT and ALC control cables for pretty much every radio on the market today. So if you purchase the AL1200 on the website, which is now up at 2800, you're going to get a full kilowatt out with about 70 watts of drive. 100 watts drive will give you 1.5k out, but slightly less on 10 meters. It is just worth noting, but that's fairly common with valve amplifiers. As I say, fully re-engineered by our workshop to accept that larger valve and producing the power as expected. It's fantastic. It will do 400 watts on FT8 absolutely fine. You want to do about 30 watts drive. Oh, sorry there. You want to do about 30 watts drive. There you go. That is on the website. It's been on there. We've had a price reduction on it. It is a fantastic piece of engineering, if nothing else. Right, I'm going to pop the camera back down there and have a quick look at the chat to see if there's any other questions. I did see a couple of questions popping while I was holding the camera there. Terry asks, Ultraflex 10, 10 meters, does that have free P&P this weekend? Yes, it does, Terry. Just make sure you use the code as displayed on the website, MP73 for free shipping on Messi and Plony this weekend. And let's have a look, see. Bob says, hi Jonathan, everyone. I got the EA 2707 dual band Yagi and I'm very happy with it. I also have a 23 centimeter Yagi, but I'm not sure what kayaks to use with it. Any suggestions, please? That's Bob, GW6RBZ. So let's be honest, Bob, 23 sems, you want to be very critical with your kayaks choice. Now, we would generally recommend, depending on length of kayaks run, either going for, at very minimum, the Ultraflex 10, but ideally the Ultraflex 13, which is not cheap, let's be honest with you, but as we said, free shipping this weekend with code. But that is going to offer you the very best loss performance of pretty much any kayaks on the market. So yeah, Ultraflex 13. If it's over anything more than about a 10 meter run, definitely go for 13. If it's less than a 10 meter run to your between the shack and the antenna, then you could get away with Ultraflex 10. But I would definitely highly recommend going for the Ultraflex 13, and all the connectors, of course, available as well. And of course, if you want us to fit the connectors too, we can provide that service as well. We charge £18 per quarter hour of labour, and it takes the workshop generally a quarter of an hour in order to fit 2 plugs. So if you want a length of kayaks made up with a plug each end, that's going to cost you another £18. So there we go. Right. Any other questions, or are we all eager to get back onto HF? That's the question I think we need to ask ourselves this afternoon. We do like doing these live videos, of course. We do try and do them at different times every Saturday as well, in order to maybe if we do one a little bit later, you can't join us. That's why we've done this one a little bit earlier today. Hopefully, you might be able to join us a little bit earlier. And of course, if you're watching this on CAD, you're not watching this live, don't forget to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and hit that notification bell as well. That way you'll be notified every time we go live. Excuse me. Every time we go live, you'll get a little message from us. If you're logged into the YouTube app on your phone, you'll get a little push notification come up on your phone to say that we're going live, and you can join in the fun. Right, I'm sorely tempted to sort of draw it to a close at that point, unless you have any final questions in there. Of course, don't forget, sign up for our mail out every Friday. We generally put it out about lunchtime on a Friday. Go to the website hamradio.co.uk, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a yellow banner. Pop your email address in there, and you'll get an email from us with a whole load of offers and a weekly video that we also put here on YouTube. So make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. Make sure you're signed up and subscribed here on YouTube as well. Of course, if you've spotted something in our use section that I didn't mention today, all the details will be on the website hamradio.co.uk/used. As well as all the B stock stuff as well. I'll mention a few bits and pieces quickly that I can just see out of the corner of my eye. There's a Flex 6400 in the B stock section at the moment. There's an FT3, the handheld from Yaesu, in there as well. There's also, I think, a 7300 and an FT9918 by the looks of it. So a good number of bargains in our B stock section as well. And of course, we always get asked, what does B stock mean? Simply means it's been to a customer, they've decided it's not for them, and they've returned it to us within the returns period. It's still new, it's still supplied with a new warranty, but because it's been out of the box, we can't sell it as new stock. So it's a saving for you. Right, I'm going to disappear now. Jim says hello, that's EI3HCP. Hello to Jim. Thank you very much for joining us, but I'm about to disappear. Of course, you can always watch it back at your own convenience later on. But thanks very much for watching. If you are taking part in CQ Worldwide this weekend, very best of luck. Conditions at the moment are okay, but there is a CME headed our way that astronomers have been tracking for the last few days, due to hit this afternoon, which could hamper things, could make things a little bit difficult. So very best of luck if you are operating this weekend, and I hope you make a lot of contacts. And Still City Man says, when are you going to open a store in Yorkshire? You might be waiting a long time, I'm afraid. And a Moxon 11, when are they in? Marty, send us an email, sales@hamradio.co.uk. I don't know off the top of my head, but do send us an email, sales@hamradio.co.uk, and we'll get back to you with a lead time. Right, thanks very much indeed, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.